When I started this class, I was in a place full of confusion and doubt. I was lost in a suffocating darkness. But it was this class that reminded me of who I am and allowed me to see the light. The following are some of the things that resuscitated what I once thought was lost.
Quick bullet, it's a hard to dodge, and no one ever does. It cuts fast and deep, keeps you from sleep, and you just have to let it bleed. I know the pain, it's all too familiar. If I could sing words to help you know I would, and they would end the pain, but you will have to let this make you stronger. It's difficult to overcome the name of a ghost, still dancing on our doors. So bittersweet, days of memory. I wish they could have taken me. Struggle through tough times.
In rediscovering myself, one of the main things I realized I needed was a perspective shift. And it was aspects of the entrepreneurial mindset course that I applied to my life in terms of personal growth. One of the main themes of my life is planning too much and focusing a lot on the strategy I'm going to employ to get from point B to point E. I've spent hours writing down all of these great ideas that have come to me in an attempt to capture the inspiration. But what use are they if they are to just sit in my notebook with the aspiration to one day follow through with them? The result is me writing myself off by thinking that I have wasted that inspiration and had dishonored the idea. But this course helped me to see that ideas are useless until execution. This helped shift my focus to taking action. Another huge impact this course has made on my life, both personally and professionally, is John Miller's The Question Behind the Question, or QBQ. I am a huge fan of personal growth books, and when I first started reading it, I was surprised to see our first assigned reading was one. Miller reminded me of so much of what I stand for and who I consider myself to be, as well as pointed out many things that I have not even begun to understand. Overall, it was a humbling experience, and the main thing it reminded me of was change only comes from within and by one's own accord. And if I want to help others grow, I have to start with myself. That is what is needed to lead. I am so lucky and thankful for the people I have met in our class and for those I was placed in a team with. Working with them has been such an honor and has reminded me so much about who I am, especially my drive to lead and to teach. What I am even more thankful for is having my understanding of what it means to lead be expanded. One way was when Gib pointed out to me what is needed for my team to truly grow, and that is letting them fail. This was so surprising to me because I was stuck in the assumption that I should do as much work as possible, when that doesn't really help others on my team to grow. That is a huge takeaway that I hope I will never forget. The thing that changed my life the most from this course was the shift of perspective regarding failure. All my life, I have expected perfection on the first try, with paralyzing fear of making mistakes. But mistakes are going to happen, and I have learned what matters most is what I do coming out of that failure. Learn from it. Another way I had my idea of a leader enhanced drastically by the course was the TED Talk that we saw in class, with Benjamin Zander giving his speech on the transformative power of classical music. When Ben talked about how the definition of a leader is not doubting for a moment that those they are leading are going to realize the leader's dream. This struck deepest in the heart because of how much doubt has crept its way into my life and view of what I'm going to make of it. Another way Ben's message helped me was his explanation of execution and planning, with him talking about when one wants to get from point B to point E, to stop thinking about each and every step, but instead to think about the whole thing. Overall, I was reminded by Ben of my passion for doing just what Ben does, give speeches about amazing, life-altering things, and educate and actuate. Where I am now is much better than where I was at the beginning of the semester, but that darkness has not disappeared completely. I don't think it ever will, which I think is a given with being human. The main thing I would like to keep in mind is that what brought me out of that place was not one thing, and it did not happen overnight. Things, especially interchange, take time and a bunch of steps to get to the ultimate goal. The main thing that flung me into the darkness was not knowing where I'm going in life, and I still don't know completely. I don't think I ever will. And I don't know if I will own a business or anything someday, but I look forward to what is to come. So despite the uncertainty and doubt, I'll be moving forward. I just wanted to thank you, Gib, for being open and trusting and for providing a safe place when I was most vulnerable. Also, I appreciate you for being real. You never sugarcoated anything, and those are the true acts of kindness.